Good morning. David is not with us this morning. It is the 19th of May, 2020. I trust you're doing well. Weather's warming up. And we had two guests scheduled for today, Phil Shushat and David Acker, who are comedians, performers, entrepreneurs, were to join us today. They had to cancel a few days ago, and we will be rescheduling them in the coming weeks. Thank you for your suggestions for guests. We take note of them all, and we will be following up. Of course, as the weather is warming up, and as the lockdowns are being eased across the country and elsewhere in the world where we reach people, it's getting to be a bit more difficult to schedule people to join us at 10 a.m. Eastern. But we'll see how things go in the coming days. I just wanted to share a few things with you this morning, things I'd prepared to talk about. And this is just a quickie this morning. What I like to do, I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning working, and I find myself doing a fair amount of online shopping. Always had been an inveterate online shopper, but of late I've been ordering all sorts of interesting things. And I ran across this particular website. It's called Olimega, OLIMEGA.com. This is a small company. It's a farm based in Saint-Edouard, which is in the Montérégie area, down below Saint-Constant here, what would that be, southwest of Montreal. And they cultivate Camelina seeds. I had never heard of Camelina seeds. It is an oil seed similar to rapeseed, from which they make canola oil, but this is Camelina seed, and it is cultivated for its oil as well, which happens to be richer in omega-3s than avocado, canola, hemp, coconut, olive, and grapeseed oils, and also has a higher burning point at 475 degrees. So I ordered some Camelina oil, and it's quite good. It's quite delicious. It doesn't have the unctuousness of olive oil or the fattiness of olive oil, but it is a very interesting flavor, and it's great in salads. And I also ordered some of the seeds that you can use to sprinkle on salads or other foods. There are the seeds. And very interesting. And it's a produit du terroir here. It's from the Quebec area. There's the lovely family folks there who grow it in Saint-Edouard. And the website is very well done in both languages, and they have recipes and all sorts of explanations. You can find the products on sale at IGA and Metro, as well as other retailers. I ordered directly from the farm, and they make chocolate as well with the Camelina oil and honey. Very interesting. Camelina, I suppose the honey is from the flowers that are of the plant. So there you go. Olimega.com is the name of the website. Camelina is grown elsewhere in the country as well. In Saskatchewan, for example, it's a growing crop, and this is essentially what it looks like. There appear to be pods in which the seeds are found, and then they are processed to make the oil. Speaking of olive oil, the olive oil we like here, a popularly priced olive oil, by the way. There are all sorts of exotic oils you can purchase, of course, if you're an olive oil fan. But this is our favorite in this family. And it's Terra Delissa is the name of the oil. It is Tunisian, and they feature they have flavored oils, and they have extra virgin. They have an organic and a basic olive oil that comes in larger containers, because we use so much of it here that we purchase it in bulk. So if you're looking for as they would say, a popularly priced olive oil, I would suggest Terra Delissa. It is sold at Costco and those other places. Now, you can purchase olive oils from local businesses that come from Spain and Italy and Greece, and they're all very, very good. And I'm sure that you have your favorite, perhaps for use in salads and things like that, as do we. But we use so much of it here that we tend to go with this one, and it's quite popular. It's selling out very quickly at Costco and elsewhere. So once it comes back into stock, I suggest that you might want to look into it. What else did I come across here this morning? A story that you may have heard about the Moderna pharmaceutical company in the United States now. This has been making waves in the last 48 hours, encouraging results with a vaccine test. And again, we're all sort of hanging on here looking for good news, and the moment something like this breaks, it makes waves immediately. And of course their stock price has soared. And what's been interesting about this is I was reading in Business Insider this morning that the simple announcement of the results has added more than $5 billion to the value of the big four airlines in the United States. So American Airlines stock up 9%, Delta and Southwest up about 13%, and United Airlines up 21% simply on the news of encouraging results on a vaccine test. So we're going to be seeing more of this in the coming weeks and months. And again, it's fascinating to see how everything is so closely tied together and how the markets are reacting to this. So that's the news du jour here for vaccines. We'll see how that works out. And of course, here in Quebec, we're looking at le déconfinement, opening stores. Stores to open Sundays again now as of this Sunday, the 24th, and then other stores to be opening on the 25th. I posted something on my page. I should probably look it up here just to give you the information about that Tartar toothpaste that I was talking about a few weeks ago on our cast here, and I've been getting inquiries from people. This is the name of it. It's called Tartar End, and you'll find them at tartarend.com. They don't have a Facebook page, but you'll find it there. This is made in the USA. It's relatively expensive as far as toothpaste go, but it works like the dickens. And I have to remind you that you must take care of your teeth. No one knows when dentists will be, quote unquote, allowed to resume their activities. They're stepping very carefully now too, because they have to protect themselves, and they're trying to prepare as best they can. So in the meantime, please take care of your teeth. And if you have a tartar problem like I do, this is highly recommended. So you'll find them at tartarend.com, and they provide sales here in Canadian dollars too. It's about $20 a tube. I know that sounds like a lot plus shipping, but it is worth every penny. It works extremely well, and I can recommend it highly. So this is in reply to those who were inquiring about that. I ran across the piece about Moderna in the New York Times, and I have since subscribed to the New York Times. They have a deal on now, a very attractive one, a free week for access online, and then it's $1 Canadian per week for the next year. So you'd be looking at $4 a month for access to the New York Times online. That is a very good deal. I can't remember the last time I purchased a full paper copy of the Times, that big thick tome, the Sunday New York Times. I guess I was living downtown at the time, maybe 15 years ago. It's a long, long time. But there is nothing, again, yes, nothing against our local media, of course, our local outlets. I support them as well, but there's nothing like the New York Times. And there is, the work they put into this website is just amazing. It's outstanding, the content here. So for $1 a month for the next year and a free week for you to look around, it is worth every penny, again, in my opinion. So that's another little purchase I made this morning for my $1 a week after my free week. And I came across this piece. They have a Canada page there where they feature the occasional piece coming out of Montreal or Toronto or elsewhere. And they have a series here called Overlooked No More. June Almeida, scientist who identified the first coronavirus. June Almeida, born June Hart in Glasgow in 1930, came to work at the Ontario Cancer Centre in the 1960s, and she was the first woman, but then the first to identify a coronavirus that the first coronavirus known to cause human disease. It was known as the B814 virus at the time. And there's a photograph of Ms. Hart using what was an electron microscope in those days. And the Ontario Cancer Institute eventually became the Princess Margaret Cancer Center, where at least one member of my family is being treated these days. Very, very, very competent people. And so this is a very interesting series that the Time has. And I thought this was quite apropos. Again, June Almeida, born June Hart. She passed away in 2007, a Glaswegian who worked at the Ontario Cancer Institute and discovered the first coronavirus to cause human disease, as it were, at the time. So, and one last bit here just to cover off on. This has just appeared on Netflix. One of my favorite stand-up comedians, Patton Oswalt. This is a piece that he recorded in 2019. I Love Everything is the title. And if you want to, again, very clever, very well read, very articulate. I have the impression that Netflix is going through all the drawers now and all the cupboards to pull out as much stuff as they can. So this appears to be the first of a series of stand-up pieces that they have that will be appearing on Netflix. So this is highly recommended if you want a bit of a chuckle. Patton Oswalt, I Love Everything, just appeared on Netflix as of this morning, I believe. So there you are. There's a quick look at a few things. Tomorrow we're expecting to chat with Linda Hammerschmidt, who is a lawyer and entrepreneur from the Montreal area. She does radio and she does columns, and I have not spoken with Linda in many years, but I'm checking in with people whom I've come across, people who are influential and interesting, and I trust that you will find that interesting tomorrow. So that's coming up on the 20th of May with Linda Hammerschmidt. I hope you can join us. Have a good day.